So if it's week 11, that means we've got games with playoff implications for sure. We've even got a play-in game between West and Whitney that Chad will be at. So let's dig deeper into that matchup. Longtime rivals there. Always a fun matchup when West and Whitney get together. They're not that far apart. Who do you guys like in that game? And then we've talked consistently about just how competitive, how tough this district is. How far can the winner go, even as a fourth place team?
Oh,
DJ, I'll let you have first crack at this one.
obviously, I just saw West this past week. I mean, we all know they have a fantastic defense year in and year out, but I feel like they really do have probably the best defense in this group. Um, and like we said, they're really, really tough.
Hmm.
If they don't make mistakes and they bear down when they need to bear down, they're hard to beat. And their defense really is what's keeping them in games because offensively, they're still pretty young. And they're missing, they don't have their veteran running back for the rest of the season. And or their other veteran running because Aiden Rideout was also out, so Aiden York was the one to step in, and he's a senior, and he did really well against Grandview. He's been picking up where Coy Flish left off. But like they need to capitalize on their opportunities. A lot of the games that they've come short in is just because like they've gotten into the red zone or they got in close and just have not been able to put it together. I mean, they were literally 2 yards away from a touchdown the other night and ended up going for a field goal that missed. So I mean, th those are just some things to, take care of. Obviously, some penalties that were avoidable, I think, in that Grandview game. And then Whitney, they have obviously been really tough. They've been in game, they've come back from deficits in district play. I don't think that we can write them off, but they've also just been a little inconsistent. And ever since Jonte Johnson went down, it's kind of like they haven't had that spark. I feel like Groesbeck just has had no luck in this district, and
Hmm.
so I mean, Whitney obviously played the better game against them, but they're going to be West. Everything's going to have to go perfect for them.
So this matchup isn't like the most exciting thing you've ever seen. It's not like a district championship or ranked teams on the line, but in a way, this matchup is what week 11 is all about. Your
Hmm.
regular season comes to a finish. You win, you're in the playoffs, and you can feel good about the season. And you're going out there and you're trying to find 11 guys on offense and 11 guys on defense that can play because your team has had injuries. It's been that kind of year. It's been ups and downs, but you go play a rival on the last week of the regular season, and the winner goes to the playoffs, and that's kind of beautiful, kind of a beautiful end of the season. And I don't know. I mean, you ask how far they can go. Well, their opponent in the next round is going to come out of that district with all those with a lot of those schools that they've been beaten up in that former district that they were in. The A+ academies and that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Of course,
and
they would get the district champ out of that group, but
yeah. But the district champ out of that district might not be insurmountable. I
mhm.
don't know that there's a ranked team in that bunch. I haven't cross checked it. I just looked up the alignments as we were jumping into this question. But I think that they get in, and I assume they would get in as fourth place team. You never know how that's going to shake out, right?
Yeah, I'd have to look closer to see if there's a path to them getting a three seed or something. But I
And
I
think
that's
don't
the
really
thing is,
know because like Mejia, if they beat Grandview, they share the district title, and if they
mhm,
lose, they still at least get second place because they beat Maypearl,
okay.
and Maypearl then would be in third place. because they would have lost to both Mejia and Grandview. And so whoever wins out of West-Whitney is going to be the fourth place team.
Okay, so there you go. So they're going to play
Yeah.
a first play. Yeah, okay. Thanks, DJ. We got so many. I think our viewers should realize we're talking about six classifications, two divisions in each classification. Now we don't have a team in every division of every classification, but we
No,
got a lot of different
but we're
districts
pretty
out there.
close.
Yeah, yeah. But we got a lot of different districts out there and a lot of different scenarios to break down. And I think if you put a microscope on each one, you can kind of figure out how it's going to go. But uh, anyway, but that's good analysis on that district race, DJ.
Yeah, so I feel like without having seen these teams play, you guys have, but um, you know, it feels to me like West would want to keep this game a slugfest and Whitney would want to make it a shootout. You know what I mean? Because
Ooh.
of kind of what DJ said. Obviously, West has the defense. And then, Whitney has still, even without Jonte Johnson, has guys like Mason Seeley who's been there and, can sling it around. And so, I mean, that would to me, if you're just sort of dumbing it all down, Whitney wants to score points, West wants to just grind it out. I mean,
Win
that's
7-6, like I think
right.
they have
With
already
that, like
this
they
year.
did with Mejia, right.
Yeah.
Um, Although David Woodard probably wouldn't mind having a little more of a comfortable lead, maybe 14-6 or something. So,